Hey guys, thanks for seeing my video. Please follow me on Instagram, Gigi's Keto Life. That is a jicama, okay? It is like a Mexican potato. It smells nutty, it tastes a little sweet, and it's a great keto potato substitute. So we're just going to peel it just like you peel a regular potato. And then you're going to chop it up and it's going to look like this. Right now what I have going is the water boiling. We're going to start adding in the potatoes. Why do we boil the potatoes? We boil it because if we don't, the insides are going to be hard once we put it in the oven, and it's just going to taste like rocks. So we got to boil it so it can be tender, and then we put it in the oven to crisp it up. So we're going to do this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once we do that, we're going to put it on a copper crisper, whatever you have, a air fryer, whatever you want, it's fine. As long as you get it cooked, it's fine. We're adding ground pepper. Then we're going to add a little bit of Himalayan salt. Afterwards, I'll grab our ground guajillo chili powder. It's basically just ground, peppers, like Mexican peppers, but it's not spicy. It's just smoky, and it gives a great color, and it's a flavor enhancer. So I really like using it in my cooking. We'll add just a tiny smudge of garlic salt. I don't want a lot because I don't want it to overpower the dish. It's really easy to overpower a dish with seasoning. And once you add too much, you can't go back. And even though the jicama was only 85 cents, I don't want to ruin it because I want my sister to try it out to see if she likes it. So once we do that, I'm going to add a little bit of Badia Sazon Tropical. I like it since I don't use the Goya products anymore just because of the MSG. We're adding olive oil. When I did the other jicama, I only added 2 tablespoons of olive oil. But these are not for me. I don't need to measure it because they have no special dietary needs and they don't care. So, I just eyeballed it. We want to mix everything. We want to make sure every jicama fry is coated with oil. We also want to make sure that it lies flat on the pan. We need it to lie flat on the pan so that it can cook and so that the heat can distribute evenly. I'll add a tad bit more of the guajillo. Like I said, it's more for coloring. There's no heat on it. And then I'll also add a little bit of pepper just because we like pepper in our family. But if you don't, adding pepper once, that's more than enough. All the tastes are optional. It's optional to taste, so you add how much you feel like you need. So now that we did this, I put it in our oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. Why so long? My oven is new, and unfortunately, it doesn't work like the old ones. We're going to move on to our chimichurri sauce, okay? This is 4 garlic cloves. I've already chopped and diced 3. We're going to do 1 more. And as you can see, we smashed it so that the flavors come out. And then now we're just simply dicing it. And we'll dice it a couple times to get it as fine as I possibly need. And then I could probably even do it finer, but my son's sick and he was sleeping and I just didn't feel like it. I just wanted to get dinner over with and done. So we're just going to add it into a bowl, as you can see there, and then we're going to start grabbing our parsley. So once you grab your parsley, you're going to fold it so that you can cut it, okay? And then you're going to stop cutting in the middle once you start reaching the stems. That's just showing it's parsley. I promised it was washed. So we're going to chop, chop, chop. See how I stopped? I put that over there. Why? Because we don't need it. It has a lot of nutrients and it's great like if you did a stew or something, but just not for the chimichurri. So we're just going to keep on chopping because we want it to be as fine as possible. That's just super important. Just keep chopping. Watch your fingers. That's all I gotta tell everybody if you're using a big sharp knife. So just keep chopping, chopping, chopping. Grab your plate because you're gonna add all of your parsley in your plate. Get your oil ready. So we're gonna add a half a cup of oil. Okay, so we added our parsley, we added our garlic, we have a measuring cup, and we're adding half a cup of oil. So I didn't want to use the tiny bottled oil that I have just because I'd have to refill it. So I just grabbed the big one. That's red wine vinegar. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of it. 1 and 2. Now it's smelling amazing. We're going to add red crushed peppers. There are Argentinian stores where they do sell the red chilies that they're talking about, but they're not far. It's just not close, and it's really cold, and my kid's sick, and I'm not taking him out. So we're just going to use red chili peppers, and that's fine. The crushed ones, it works. I know a lot of places that just use that. I was going to use Italian seasoning just because I forgot that I actually bought oregano. So avoid this, and you're going to see that I'm going to take out a baggie, and the baggie has oregano. That's what we're going to actually use. I have to put it in the container, and I just haven't. So this is whole oregano, which means that it hasn't been crushed, so the flavor hasn't been released. Crush it yourself. You see what I'm doing right now with your fingers? This is about 3/4 of a tablespoon. I'm pretty good at eyeballing things. I think that's just how Hispanic people cook. We're going to add a little bit of Himalayan salt. If you did use coarse salt, it would be about 1 teaspoon. Just mix it. Mix all of it. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. Not too much. Just a dash. I know it doesn't look oily or like runny how you normally see chimichurri, but that's because the flavors haven't merged together yet. It needs about 15 minutes to an hour for everything to kind of seep in and merge together. So once you do that, it's going to look like the oil and the vinegar is kind of on top, and then all of the herbs on the bottom. And it's a really pretty sight. We're going to move on to the skirt steak. We call this arrachera. It's inner skirt steak from a cow, obviously. And I know it looks close together, but steak goes smaller. So I just made sure that I added it all together, so I didn't have to do it 2 times. This is Weber Chicago steak seasoning. I really like it. We actually love using it in the summer for barbecues, and once it's barbecue season in Chicago, I'll be sure to show you guys how we do our carne asadas. Pretty much you cook your steak how you like it. We never like our steak bloody or medium rare in our house. We like it well done, so this is what I'm doing. Everybody has the right to deserve or eat their steak the way they want it. So we're just going to flip it. We're going to cook it for about 2 to 3 more minutes. I know it looks crazy. I don't know if you guys noticed that I have aluminum foil. It's because I was cooking a lot of food and I didn't want it to splash, and it was just going to be hard to clean, so I figured this was easier. Alright, that's our steak. Looks good. Let's prep my plate. I had measured my fries. This is about 2.4 ounces of fries, so maybe 2.5 carbs. I didn't feel like I needed more than that. That looked like a good number, so that's why I just stopped at that. Originally in my carb manager, I put that I was going to eat 4 net carbs of it, but that's a lot when I was measuring, and I'm like, I can't eat all of that. This is how it's looking. Let's add our chimichurri. Do you see how the chimichurri looks now? Remember how I told you the oil goes on the top with the vinegar and it just looks really bright and colorful? That's how it looks after about 20-30 minutes. Look at how I'm prepping my steak. Look at this, guys. It looks so delicious and it was so good, and I wish I would have bought more steak because I wanted another piece. Please follow me on Instagram, Gigi's Keto Life. Thanks for joining.